Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Brisbane by Night Hellfire. When we last left off our darling coterie, we had two major groups go off to do separate things. The first group, comprised of Clayton, Skye, and Lucy, went to confront the lupine junk regarding his payment of a certain kindred by the name of Vulcan for services rendered that he'd been skipping out on. Talks were going well, but a slip of the tongue and of Junk's mind to rage then proceeded to have things escalate into a fight. A fight where Skye and Lucy were both very injured. We then, of course, had the other group, Valentina, Judge, and Ashton, as they made their way, finally, to the lookout on Mount Kutha to speak with the creature that resides there. A creature who confirmed its identity as Alanorn, a fair folk noble who watched over Brisbane as his domain. Alanorn spoke about many things with the coterie that was there, specifically around their dealings with the hunter mage that had performed an unholy rite at the nearby Furkai that Judge and Ashton were at earlier in the evening, as well as a little bit of elucidation on the plans of the Barley in the city, or at least what it understood to be the Barley, something called the Chaos Bringer. It provided Ashton with a map of the Furkai around the city, and even from that, patterns began emerging. Additionally, there was information shared with the three about multiple different avenues that they could pursue, least of all being Valentina with some of the people that she could find. It is on this night that we jump back into the lives and times of these kindred, just a little bit before Ashton and Valentina go to retrieve Judge. The pair of you find yourselves at Ashton's new haven, Valentina, the one that you helped him set up, the church. The area is quiet. All you can hear is that specific sound that comes with a lack of sound. And perhaps the sound of a sprinkler system here and there to break up the monotony of the nothingness. What is it that you're doing here?
Well, Mr. Sacks had offered for the opportunity to confess, and oddly enough, given circumstances, I found myself in a position where I felt a desire. So, here I am, to speak of God, of all things. Now, I myself have never been, very spiritually inclined, or of the faithful, but as matters as they are, I find myself increasingly aware of it. Admittedly, I've been seeing things. Since our trespassing into the unknown, my eyes have caught things mysterious. I'm starting to understand a weave beyond, well, beyond modernity, beyond the material. But what that is, I'm not too certain. I've met now, well, we've been faced with, God, demons and ghosts and, what is it, fairies? Oh, and werewolves. Werewolves I already knew, as did I know vampires, and all these things seem, quite formidable enough. Perhaps, maybe to some degree, something that I could touch on and understand, because it was something that I could touch and understand. But fairies and ghosts and demons, all of that is too much. Too strange. I suppose I'm just in a position of loss. I have no familiarity with this. And I have no familiarity with spirituality, and I have no familiarity with faith. So I suppose that's what I'm seeking tonight, as odd as it is.
Then you have certainly come to the right place. Ashton, given that this is a Catholic church that you have resided in, there is very clearly a confessional booth. Traditional confessional booth set up.
Of course.
Something that you can very easily guide Valentina to. Valentina, would it be safe to say that you have never confessed your sins?
I think it would be safe to say. When it gets down to it, it's. You don't confess anything. You might apologize or ask for forgiveness later of an action wayward and unwanted. Usually, as they say, it's better to ask for forgiveness than permission. But you don't confess to anything. Because to confess is to impart that it is something that is. How do I put it? That it was an actor beyond measure. If that makes sense. It implies that there is a sense or a loss of control, and you offer that control onto another. God, in that case. But
And that level of control, I suppose, is something that you would give up to no one. No
I thought
man
so.
or beast or god.
I thought so. Once.
I suppose that ever-present hand on your shoulder and on your hip says very, very differently in the current nights. But you both take your positions inside the confession booth. Ashton, of course, taking the position of the officiant, the father, which would doubly make sense given that he is the one who is actually officiated in the church. Ashton, I will leave it to you then to guide this confession.
As he takes his spot, it's almost as if the room grows colder. Not that we are able to exactly feel temperatures anymore, that we are cold ourselves, but for anyone who would dare else be within this domain, it would be frigid. Frigid but gentle, like an ocean's wave of black. And it's almost in this box that the world grows darker. Perhaps it is of oblivion, but perhaps it is also of the nature of this holy place. To feel so together and so isolated at the same time. For when you are within confessional, it is you and God left in the room. I'm just simply here to start the conversation and offer a guiding hand. Ashton, after a moment of silence, will eventually speak up. What is it that troubles you, my child?
Valentina, she sits inside the confessional, like hands on her lap, and like purse also in her lap, feeling all the more estranged by it. Her outfit at this point, I don't think she's changed out of it. Still bloodied. Yeah. Hasn't had time to change out of it. Hasn't had time to fix anything. And probably feels just as equally a little bit disheveled, out of order, out of place. In that moment, she's quiet for a long while, trying to come to some sort of sense or understanding of what it is that she wants to speak on. Because in truth, she doesn't, she's still debating if she wants to, like, she doesn't feel like she wants to speak to God, per se. She feels like she wants to speak to Ashton. And so that's where she begins. I have a question, Mr. Sacks. You believe in this higher power. Yes, you believe in God.
I have for almost a century, yes.
I suppose I have a bit of a dissonance with the idea. Do you think that God has a plan for things like us? Do you believe he's forsaken us?
I suppose that depends on how you look at our condition within the eyes of his plans. We are damned, yes, by the very nature of what we are. We were doomed. But I think that what we do with that curse is ultimately what leads to what with God shall do with us. You can choose to continue to be damned and burn like we were intended to at the night of which we became of what we are. Or you can prove yourself still holding on to that humanity and cherish the light and comfort in which he holds still for you.
I see. It's a funny thing. I was raised in a Roman Catholic household, but faith was never upheld. The most I had ever felt to faith came to me in, well, she trails off for a moment to two distinct instances before she chooses one over the other. It was when I first arrived in France and was greeted by the rose garden of the city. Prince Villon and his court brought me to bear witness upon the sacred chapel. And every wall was of stained glass, hand-painted ceilings with gold-leafing fleur-de-lis, and a beautiful altar centered in the furthest back wall to catch the moonlight flooding the faces of what would become the proving grounds for who I am today. It is but one of many beautiful pieces of historical architecture of the Palais de la Cité, formerly housing the King of France. The first time I witnessed it with my own eyes, I was trapped there for hours. It was magnifique. But enough for me to understand why there is reverence for God. But at the time, not believe it for myself. I had many such strange, elaborate, beautiful encounters in France. But what we make of it is indeed perhaps the thought that has been traversing my mind. What do we make of it when we are one part some form of monster? Some form of, I suppose, blight. How do we balance that? Even the strongest, the wisest of our own eventually falter and sway into more callous things, more feral, more cruel.
I have found that within my years of life, that the things that you are not told within the churches is that the devil has just as much power as God does. And that is why it is important to find yourself a code, some sort of conduct of ethics, because just the thought of us being monsters can often excuse us to do monstrous acts, and I think that is what often leads to the downfall of our kind. we get so caught up in the hunger and the beast that we forget that even as we once were, that we could have been considered beasts ourselves. The only real difference is that the beast that we are now is a lot louder than the one that we were before. People can fall, and when people fall, they are hesitant to get up. He sort of simmers for a bit. Once the spiral starts, it is very hard to stop it, which is why it is important that we see some sort of light before the dark swallows all we are. Because that is the moment that we become nothing more than monsters.
I remember that you were there at the time, but Mr. Cross had asked a question once. Curious one. He had asked if members of the Sabbat could be rehabilitated. It was truly, in my opinion, it is foolhardy to even consider such a thing. They are, quite frankly, often there by matters of an extreme force. A Sabbat is not simply born, but rather it is made. Real Sabbat, at least. The things that they drive from the ground are hardly. They are harmed. Victims all the same, but for those that roam in packs, they stand their ground and claim they follow a path. And I had thought long and hard about that idea. And all that I know of the Sabbat and the nature of what they are and this idea of rehabilitation a judge had posed. I wrote him off, but perhaps it is because I wanted to define myself more so a part of them, different. But that viciousness, that cruelty that they assign themselves to is all the same thing that we find ourselves. And all that I have learned of that thing, that force, those impulses, as terrible as they are not just by my own witness, but suppose it's been on my mind because of an old mentor of mine. In France, the Rose Garden was very diverse. You had those who were thinkers, you had those who were creators, artistes, you had those who were critics. And then you had those who were visionaries, oracles in their own right. But of them, as an outsider, I was placed under the auspices of an outcast. A former savant. Supposedly rehabilitated. Isn't that a strange thought?
I am of the belief that with proper guidance and the desire to actually change, not only can one be forgiven, but one can be rehabilitated. But I know that my beliefs are far and few between, or should I say, those beliefs to be common are far and few between. The key thing is that we must remember that in certain cases, one's nature and nurture do play a grand part into the monsters they eventually become. But the choice, the need, is ultimately the deciding factor, because you cannot change someone who does not want to be changed. They have to want it. You and I both know that the things that we are can often be quite stubborn. And so it is when we find those who are not stubborn, we must take them to our embrace and show them the ways of the tower.
And something monstrous is done. To what ends is it really? The stubborn beasts we are. Would you say that it is to the nature of God versus nature of our selfishness?
Repeat the
What
question
isn't?
one more time. Sorry, can you
Yeah.
repeat that last part one more time?
She'll repeat it again in a better way.
Okay.
How would you define what is and is not manipulation when we perform an act of good?
What is not a manipulation when you perform an act of good? Ooh, that is a very good question. It is not. Oh, you're actually gonna have to give me a second for that one. Damn.
I know. Yeah, when you're a vampire, what is and is not a manipulation when you perform an act of good? Like, what is selfish versus what is selfless? When your entire being and everything of your impulses is predicated on like doing monstrousness and monstrous acts and like surviving as the beast? Like, that's a hard fucking question.
I suppose.
And of course,
Oh, go on.
it does bring an additional question to mind for the both of you. Even if you were to come up with an answer to that question, could you truly be damned if you had naught but good intentions?
I think to properly answer your question, another question must be asked. If we dedicate ourselves to act against every fiber of our beast, are we truly beasts?
I would not know that. I would think, by my personal standing, I view it that if I act beastly, then I am, quite frankly, betraying myself, betraying what I came from, betraying what I understood as a human. That small part of me that was human. But, admittedly, I'm not sure how much of that was really to any selfless nature either. But I don't know any other way. I have sought it, and tried to mingle and mix, and I have been lowered by great capacity. I have stood in the streets, a commoner. I have been stolen of my empire, and I have taken it all back before. But I could not say that that was done, or any that I knew from then would be the same now, to any effect, if that were to happen again. Even to the greatest of my nature, I'm not sure what I would be able to resist.
I would say, in return, that good deeds, not of manipulation, are deeds done with the resistance of any sort of nature you possess.
Deeds done. I suppose in that essence it would be sacrifice.
You can't see him, but Ashton would be smiling at that notion. It is a toll that not many can take, but it is one I find myself to do more often than not. As I myself have experienced that it is often from the softest of hands that we experience the harshest of bites.
I think I'm coming to an understanding. Something had troubled me, but I sense I perhaps know what I must do at this moment. So for that, Mr. Sacks, thank you. I'm not certain about God, but I will say that if it exists, if God exists in any capacity, perhaps you might know him.
There's no thanks to be needed. This is my job. Although I would like to remind you that my words can only go so far because ears are like the earth and words are like water. When the soil soaks up too much moisture, nothing will grow. Take that as you will.
It is about balance.
In all things. We have free will for a reason. And things happen for a reason. It's how we maintain that balance. How we maintain that balance is how we shall weigh ourselves.
You know, I have to say, I would have very much enjoyed you. But that's beside the point. Thank you.
My door is always open for you.
Valentina will exit the confessional at that point. She looks upon the church, takes in what little light is flooding into the place, thinks back on Saint Chapelle, closes her eyes and envisions it for a long moment. She opens them again. For a moment, she swears she could have seen an angel. There within the belfry.
Valentina,
Mm-hmm.
please make me a wits awareness plus aspects.
Ha! That can be done. Not that I have a lot to add here, but beep.
One is
That's a
enough.
whole.
One is enough. You won't get major amounts, but you look up at the belfry and you process two things. Mentioning that you might see an angel up in the belfry. But something makes you look again. And for a split second, you see something. a humanoid creature of pure white, almost featureless skin. Two pairs of absolutely massive wings, covered in eyes. A face that looks feminine, although there are no features with the exception of a pair of wide eyes with black streaks coming from the middle down the cheeks. And as you glimpse it, for just that split second, you feel as if whatever is up there is looking down at you with an endeared expression. But the moment you blink, it's gone. The watchfulness, the feeling of having someone else's eyes on you disappearing as fast as it appeared. That is all good. You may continue.
It'd be a while before Ashton also eventually exited the confessional. A book in hand, a book that perhaps he intended to use, but honestly felt like he didn't need to read anything from it.
Valentina is just staring up into the ceilings of the chapel for a long moment before she brings her gaze back to Ashton. She reaches out, squeezes his shoulder. Until another night. Take care this evening.
You as well.
She will walk out at that, heading back to clean up. But when she exits and gets into her car, there are two things that she does. For starters, regarding the person that she had forced Clayton to ghoul, at this point, I imagine she probably would have gotten some sense of contact to them. I know she passed off her contact to them, at the very least. And she would be investigating, first and foremost, I guess, like some sort of way that she could aid them, probably pay off medical bills or student loans or something that transpired with them. What was going on for their life in the meantime. The second thing that she would look into is a florist. And a funeral home.
Okay.
She knows Ashton can do it, but it needs to be mundane.
All right. The investigation into the person you made Clayton ghoul is going to take a little bit longer than you've got in the rest of the evening.
Yeah.
So that'll need to be rain checked to tomorrow. However, looking into funeral homes and things like that, because that's a thing that you could just do on the internet.
Mhm.
Obviously, it's too early in the morning for you to be able to call anyone and talk to them, per se. But you can do, obviously, internet searching and whatnot. And there are multiple funeral homes around, and quite a number of forests, each specializing in different things. So you have your choice of the language of flowers that you would like to use.
Okay. And I guess the last and most important thing is she does need to call Clayton. He may not want to talk to her, but there's something important he needs to do, and he didn't choose to do it himself, so she's going to force him to. Again.
All right. Clayton, let's cut over to you for a moment, shall we?
Sure.
You currently have a Skye in the front seat next to you. And you have what I could only describe as a perforated sack of Lucy soup in the back seat.
But she's still Lucy. And that's what matters.
That
She's getting
she
these girls to
is.
safety.
This would be when you would receive a call on thine cellular telephone. I'm
He
looking at
doesn't
the
bother
caller
with.
ID.
He doesn't bother with checking the ID. He just answers.
Good evening. How are the girls?
Could be better.
All right. Should I get started on breakfast?
How are you thinking of ordering in?
Certainly am. There's something you need to do. You need to go to the hospital. Tonight. I'll handle the girls, bring them to the tower. I will get them there and I'll organize everyone, but you need to go to the hospital tonight.
I don't know that anyone's going to be there.
They will be. And you need to be there for them.
Well, I'm not properly dressed.
No worries. I'll organize everything. Just meet me at the tower and we'll have it arranged. And don't worry about the girls tonight. I'll take care of them. All right.
Right? Was headed there anyway.
Very good. See you soon. She shuts the line.
Well,
All right.
Valentina says she has breakfast, he says to the girls.
Oh, I suppose that would be great for Lucy. I let
It
her
would
get
if
fed and healed up first.
it would if only for one small problem, Lucy. You've already killed someone this evening and drained them dry. You're currently not hungry.
I could try to push myself. Not really hungry right now.
Well, that could change in the the event that you decide to mend yourself. If you
Yes.
haven't yet.
Speaking of, you do have the ability to make 3 rouse checks to... Let's check that you're not... Oh no, you're BP2. So you only need to make 2
Yeah, I
rouse checks
spent-
to heal your superficial. And you can spend 1 set of 3 rouse checks to heal an aggravated, but the other aggravated you'll have to wait until the next night. Which will be this session, but the next night to heal. So if
Okay,
you
I
would
want
like
to
to...
wait. Oh, I was about to say, should I? Lucy was going to probably say something to them. If that's okay.
Yeah, of course. Sorry.
Okay, I want to wait to heal until I'm safe. I don't like doing that in front of people out and about.
Not like anyone can see you with you laying down back there.
Clayton, you can't help but feel a pang of sympathy for that thought process. What with what happened to you earlier this evening.
Really, only if you're feeling up to it, if you want to do so in the back of the car. We'll be at the tower momentarily anyway. At the very least, I would recommend that you do at least a little to make yourself a little more presentable, he says with a bit of a cringe in his face.
Okay. And then I will go ahead and I will try to heal some.
Okay.
I heal 2 superficial per rouse, right?
Yes. So you can use 2 rouse checks to heal all of the superficial.
Alright, so first I'm going to do 1 good for those 2. Now I'm gonna try to heal 1 aggravated.
Okay, you're gonna try and heal an aggravated as well?
Yeah. I might do another one, but I want to try to get 1 aggravated.
So
Try
you
to
can
give
only
me
do
some...
one. You can only do 1 aggravated a night. So if you do it,
Yeah,
one
I was
aggravated
about to say
now.
I might do the other superficial too, but
Okay, yeah, no, that's fair enough.
1. Okay.
Not bad.
Then I will also. So I'm at 2.
You healed an aggravated and 4 superficial, and you only gained 2 hunger off of 5 rouse checks.
Jesus.
That's some lucky
what
dice.
we
That's some lucky
that's
dice.
what we'd call pretty. That's what we'd call pretty fucking good.
You want to trade dice with me, please?
No, Raven, you see why my dice are like this because you see me in other games of when I'm failing superbly.
I'm just talking about for the rouse checks.
Oh yeah.
Please.
Look, I'm still paying. I'm still riding the karma from freaking Kenny.
Fair.
That is certainly fair. Then, I think what we will do is we will quickly do that scene before we start the next night. Give me just a moment as I need to upload a file. Clayton, you'll go ahead and drop the other 3 off at the The other two off at the tower.
Hmm.
Valentina, that also being where you're heading. I think the timing of it would be such that Clayton, obviously you'll have the chance to get changed while you're at the tower.
Yes, well, what to do about the fact that my hair hasn't changed in 17 years?
Hair dye is a thing.
Yes, but what stalls are open right now that I'd be able to do that?
No, just say you've already dyed it.
No, well.
And Allison, because Allison at this point is already home and asleep. It is late.
It is. Don't want to bother.
But the timing would be thus that even with you getting changed into something a little less must, you would likely miss Valentina on her way to the tower. If you go immediately, she will probably arrive after you've left.
She said she'd handle it.
That
Keep
she
her
would.
to her word.
We'll see how Valentina does that in just a second. Right now, though, you have a trip to the hospital.
Oh god, I'm hungry too. I don't know that I have time for a quick bite, do I?
You'll be pushing it.
Christ.
So you can, but by the time all is said and done, you'll be beginning to risk sunlight.
Alright. Another thing for tomorrow then.
And to the hospital you have gone. Now, how is it that you go about getting up there?
Well, I... not the spouse of the deceased anymore. The father of the deceased children, and so if they're here, try and meet them up in a waiting room or something if they're here. Either of them.
Okay.
You're alone.
Give me a high or low.
Hi. Ooh, that's the lowest of low.
Low it is. Duly noted. Clayton, you tell your story to the front desk, and the nurse looks a little concerned. Like, give me just a second to call them and see what the issue is. have to be careful with letting you up there. I mean, you know how it is with estranged family members and the like.
Alright.
And she calls up, and she's speaking quietly. Okay, thank you. And she hangs up the phone before handing you a visitor ID. You're
Thank you.
free to go up.
Thank you.
But I must warn you that from what I could hear on the phone, things are a little tense.
Tense how?
I don't know. It's not really my place to pry.
Sorry. Strange night.
Hmm.
Well, night. And he thanks her for the pass and goes about finding where this waiting room might be.
You head up to the waiting room. And it's the same way. It's a waiting room that you're aware of. Yeah, this is the same waiting room that was for the ward that your wife was in, and you can hear the breakouts of an argument.
Start to quicken my pace. Just try and see what's going on.
You can hear throwing around of blame. You know, with things like "this is your fault," so on and so forth. And eventually you'll see Helena's new husband, Mr. Morris, and your son.
Oh.
Both walking away. But they're not looking at each other. In fact, there's about as much distance between the pair as they can possibly put between them.
Just kind of watch for a moment. Does it?
And you watch this. As they both, you've come out of the elevators and started walking down. They're taking a different way to the elevator, so they'll turn away from your path. But you do hear some more speaking between the pair of them. It's very unfriendly, this talking.
Going to try and catch up and maybe see if I get noticed.
they're definitely not gonna notice you because of the fact that they're both focused on each other, and the fact that your son's about to deck his stepdad in the face.
Oh, I didn't realize that they were that uncordial with one another. So I'm going to waltz right up and try and distract them from each other for a moment.
How are you planning on doing this?
To be fair, I hadn't really thought about what my son's name is, but because it's not something I remember from the original campaign.
You did come up with one, but I don't remember it either because that was literally like
That
6
was
years ago.
literally a long time ago. We'll just call him John. And just call out his name. I wouldn't be cliche and call him Clayton Jr. That would be stupid.
Please, no. But as you call out John's name, John's head snaps and he's just like, Joy, another one. How many deadbeats am I going to have to deal with this evening? Really?
Look, it looked like it was going to get heated. I figured
Yeah.
best not
Yeah,
get
it was.
thrown out the hospital. Especially given the circumstances.
I lost my mother this evening. I don't care how that deadbeat felt. And he gestures to... I forget the first name that you gave this guy.
I forgot as well. Hang on. I'm pretty sure that I DM'd you.
You may have, yes. I do pay attention, just so everyone knows.
His last name is Gibson.
Oh, Gibson. Right. I don't think you came up with a first name for him then.
Well, that's on you then.
I'll call him Patrick. That works. It's a name.
Patrick.
It's a name that works.
It's a name that works.
Also, anecdotally, it's a name that belongs to people who are kind of douchebags. So,
all right.
So,
Patrick Gibson.
yeah, but Patrick Gibson. It's like, yeah. I really don't care what that deadbeat thinks. And frankly, right now, I don't care what you think. I don't.
Honestly,
You what?
I'm just here. you. I'm here for Millie. And that's all. I don't.
Then if you care, go and see Millie.
Is she here?
Yes.
Look, John, I just want to.
Don't. Look. Whatever it is, right now, I want you to save it.
Fine.
When shit has calmed down, and I'm not so full of rage, then we can talk. Until then, whatever you have to say, save it, because I don't want to hear it. You can see that he's taken the loss of his mother pretty hard.
Obviously. Taking that out on her husband, Paul Sapp. Don't know why John's calling him a deadbeat too. Him and Millie were adults when his mother and I divorced.
Well, that's an interesting question, isn't it? Maybe someone a little more level-headed might have some answers for you.
Perhaps. Just, he says out loud to John, just call me. At some point, I want to help cover arrangements, at least, between you and your sister.
Just... I'm not the one handling it. Just go.
Alright? And maybe when John goes to leave, I will speak with Patrick.
Yeah, he does push past Patrick into the elevator and sends it down.
What was that about?
He's hurting. Clearly.
Obviously.
But I don't know really what he's talking about.
I mean, can't begin to tell you what it is that he has against you, because he certainly doesn't speak to me.
Yeah, your guess is as good as mine. Genuinely. But it's late, and I can't really. I've got work in the morning, so I need to go.
Alright, I'll go see Amelia.
Yeah. And he heads for the other elevator and takes it down.
And I'm going to go and find my daughter. What the hell just happened there? Maybe she knows.
And You do indeed find her.
Give it knock.
Sitting in one of the waiting room chairs, looking at the floor despondently.
Give a knock to a nearby wall or door or something.
As you do, she looks up. And immediately her eyes are watering. She doesn't know what to say. She doesn't know what she can say.
I just go to sit down next to her. And I'm going to blush of life because I want to hug her. I don't want her to question why I'm so cold. Oh, this is going to suck if I fucking lose it, though. I'm at hunger 3 right now.
Oh,
Please,
yeah,
dice.
you
Please,
are.
dice. Yes. Not any hungrier, and I can be a warm individual.
Aye, that you can. Just as a reminder for me, you are Humanitoire 6, yes?
Yes, indeed.
Okay. Understood.
I'm just going to go over to her, sit next to her, and take her into my arms. If all she wants to do is cry, then that's what it'll be. Until such a time that I have to leave.
Yeah. And she doesn't really know what to say. She just cries for a bit.
I just tell her I'm sorry. For everything.
I don't even know what to do with that kind of apology.
Honestly, I don't know either. It's a culmination of a lot of things. A lot of things I wish I'd never done.
Yeah.
But I'm here now. Whatever you need, consider it done. And
I need to ask you a question.
anything.
And it's gonna sound really weird.
Anything, darling.
Are vampires real?
You're right. It does sound a bit weird. But you're being serious.
I can't be anything else but.
Sorry, it's just not a question I anticipated you asking. There's a lot of things that I had anticipated you asking and that I had answers for. But why do you ask?
Oh, I was visiting Mom earlier, and I saw something. I saw something that I think the doctors missed.
What's that?
And she pulls out her phone and pulls up a picture. And it's of Helena's neck. With puncture marks. And you know they weren't there when you checked on her last, which was only last night.
Right. How long ago was this?
Like, maybe like I noticed them in maybe like 10 minutes before the doctors had to rush her out. But I thought they knew, so I didn't say anything.
And that's when things got complicated. Darling, there's many interesting things in this world. I don't think vampires
No.
are real.
What else could it be?
I'm sure the doctors would have an answer.
They didn't notice it at all. Because they even said that they didn't notice it until they were working on her.
This appeared after she'd already been admitted to the hospital?
She nods. Today. Which, again, you can confirm that that is certainly the case because you visited her late last night and that was not there. So it had to be today.
I don't have an answer for you, darling.
Clayton, I need you to make me a manipulation subterfuge with a +2.
Oh boy. Not my greatest stat. I don't want to rouse for it because I don't want to risk hunger. Not in front of my daughter. Yep, that's about as good as I can do. And she crit, so.
Clayton, she looks at you. You've always been so secretive.
Yeah, I know.
But,
It's been especially true over the last 17 years.
that kind of makes her stop. That's a very specific number. Why is that a very specific number?
Because that's when your mom and I got divorced.
But, uh, but why? Why do any of it? Why the secrecy? Something doesn't feel right, and I want you to be honest with me. Please.
I'll be as honest with you as I can.
What do you mean as you can? The truth should not be that hard to say.
The truth wouldn't be that hard to say if it didn't put you, your mum, and your brother in danger.
What? Oh. And she's kind of tilting her head further, as if that's just adding more questions. What do you mean?
I was recruited for a job. A rather secretive one. One in which, if under the wrong circumstances, would put family in jeopardy. So, I had to distance myself from you all. And honestly, I don't know that it was the right choice anymore. It was a right choice at the time. Maybe I was being short-sighted, maybe. But I couldn't lose any of you. John hates me for it now, and he's right to, because I lied.
Clayton. That's gonna be another manipulation subterfuge, please. You are trying to lie through your teeth. Because, sure, the basis of I did a thing that made me have to leave you is true, but the details surrounding that are a bunch of bullplop.
Oh no. Oh no, that's a big...
Whoa!
Gross.
That is the most bestial of bestial failures.
All ones in my hunger dice. All of them. What are the odds?
Mm-hmm.
And the best that I could hope for is to not bestial failure by getting at least one success. But if she beats me, does that still count as a bestial failure?
Yes, it does.
Oh, well,
In contests, yes. And she beat you for 4 successes.
yeah. There's no way. There's no way I could win that.
I'm willing to offer a success at a cost.
Oh boy, what's that cost?
You will find out something that will be absolutely devastating to you.
Oh no.
But I will say that if you leave this, the masquerade is in jeopardy. And you will take a compulsion.
Oh boy. Boy, 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 boy. I've lied to this girl for so much. I've lied to everybody.
You have. And now you can hear him in your mind's ear. The piper playing the song and begging you to pay him.
Yikes.
Red pill, blue pill.
Oh.
Which would you like to choose, Mr. Wellsworth?
God, both are bad. I'm gonna have to succeed at a cost. I can't risk the masquerade, but I don't want something bad to be thing. I need her. I need
if
her.
You do.
I need her, and I need her okay, and I need her safe, and I need her to help me stay on track, really. I need her to trust me.
And it's at that moment where she's thinking about, she's like, look, there's a lot that we need to talk about, you and I.
I know, and
But
that's kind of why I'm here, and kind of just to be here.
Even if the job thing isn't the truth of it, but if there's something that you were trying to save us from, then I believe you. Okay, I believe you.
You, your mom, and your brother mean the world to me, Billy.
I don't think that's a lie.
I love you. I loved your mom.
And you're
I love John too, pig-headed as he is.
And it's at that moment when Millie's phone rings. What the? John? You can hear this over the over the speaker. Millie, I just did something really bad. Can you come down here to like the parking lot where we parked? Yeah. Yeah, okay. I'll be right down.
Hold up. John, what happened?
And the line's already dead.
Christ.
Look, you can ask him when we get there. Come on. We'll both go.
He was having a fight with Patrick before going downstairs. They were arguing. I was hoping you might have known what's going on between them.
There's thought that perhaps Patrick... John thinks Patrick might have been stealing from Mum. Siphoning money. We don't really know for sure.
Well, that's something I can easily track down. I would just need access to her records.
Then we can consider that in a little bit. Look, we need to get down there.
Yeah.
And
he's actually going to lead the way.
And you exit the main hospital building via the... Basically, there's a bridge that leads to the parking building that's connected to the hospital. Just 1 second. And you enter into the parking lot, and it's mostly empty. You can tell that there's only a few cars around, which means the horror of what you're gonna see is pretty clear.
John?
John is standing there beside the car. Patrick, or what's left of Patrick, is slumped against the vehicle.
John?
And there's something that you spot that makes your dead blood run icy cold. He's panting. And you see fangs.
Millie, stay here. I'm going to go confront my son.
And she's absolutely terrified of what she sees. Do I call the police? Do I? She's kind of panicking. And John, you can see the look of horror on his face.
Millie, call a doctor. They're just inside there.
You know that's not gonna help.
I know, but I need her to go away for a moment.
Yeah, she's like, yeah, doctor, yeah, doctor. And she sprints off towards the hospital to go get a doctor.
I am going to go up to my son. You tell me right now what you did. Right this moment. I know what you are.
Yeah. He spins. He's clearly not all there. I need to have him do a thing.
Yep, because I'm going to try and snap him out of it. Get it together, boy. Now, just to be clear, I'm seeing fangs on John, not on Patrick.
Yeah, John.
Okay.
John. I will note, though, as you're spying Patrick, you're also seeing a little more ash than usual, too. That is to say, you're seeing ash at all.
Sorry, what?
But it's not very much. Now, give me just a second. I need to... I forget, it's half the, It's half the humanity, sorry, 1/3 the humanity rounded down, right? Yeah, okay.
Yep.
Yeah, that's not gonna be enough. Being confronted as he is, you see John attempt to sprint past you and inhumanly leap off of the parking complex.
I can do just the same thing, and I'm going after him.
Alright,
And tackling him down to the ground till he calms his shit.
This is gonna be a strength brawl.
Oh, bother.
And you'll be at a +1 because he's kind of terrified. This will be versus his strength brawl.
Okay, well that's the best I could have hoped for. 3 successes.
Yep, and he doesn't have any of that to spend, so you are indeed going to catch up to him. And you are going to tackle him out of the air. Down into some bushes.
John, I am your father. Calm yourself down.
It's going to allow him to remake a frenzy check. So...
Well, good. Because I need him to calm down.
Nope. He's trying to get out of your grip as much as he possibly can. This one I'll allow you to make a stamina athletics versus his strength brawl.
Yeah, I am just trying to maintain him until he calms down. Yeah, there's 3.
And he's going to use strength brawl to try, strength athletics to try and break the grip. Which you again beat him at because he has no willpower to spend.
And I'll hold him there as long as it takes.
Eventually, he will have to calm down. Technically, under the circumstances, I should actually have him. Oh wait, no, that makes sense. Never mind. I was gonna say a thing that I realized that was wrong. But he does eventually manage to calm down.
We will talk about this, but right now, you have some cleaning up to do. Patrick? He's going to have disappeared after his wife died. How do you think that looks?
He needed to die.
No, he didn't.
Yes, he did.
If he was stealing money from your mum, that's one thing.
He made me like this.
What do you mean?
He made me like this.
And your sister just witnessed what you did.
I tried my best. I really did, but he said something and I lost it. Okay? I
Get in the car.
lost it. I'm not gonna have you roll for this. He's just gonna get up and shudderingly move himself to his feet and get in the car.
And I'm going to take Patrick, and I'm going to get him in the car. And I'm going to drive them both out of the parking structure.
Yep. And you're seeing it now as you come back. Some of the blood that was on the ground has turned to ash.
So, John, he made you like this. How? Who is he?
He says he is. He said his name was Patrick Gibson. I checked. That's true. That's true. But it's not who, it's what.
Vampire.
Yeah. Vampire.
Your sister started asking. She saw bite marks on Mum earlier today.
Yeah.
She has pictures, John.
Yeah. And you see that he's begun crying.
I get in these sort of modes when those around
I
me.
couldn't help it, Dad.
I know. I understand. You're not the only one in this car who is like that.
That's not what I mean.
What do you mean then?
That was me.
She was in hospital and you...
I couldn't take it. I couldn't. I was just so hungry. I tried. Everything in me knows that I tried, and I couldn't. And now you're finding out what the low high roll was for. Clayton, I would like you to make me a fury frenzy check.
Oh, this boy is going to get a beating, I'm sure. But thankfully I have all my humanity and willpower. We're fine. We're gonna be fine. It's fine. It's going to be fine. It's going to be
We'll
fine.
see.
See, we're going to be fine because I crit that.
Oh yeah, you did.
Because I crit that. 6 successes. But it's 8 because
You could
crit.
be 8. It is a crit. You want to be absolutely furious, and the beast is. You could feel it roiling just under your skin. But the only thing quiescing you, the only thing that's stopping you from crashing this car into the nearest structure and beginning to tear your son to shreds, is the fact that you can hear the anguish in his voice. You know what it's like to be that hungry.
Yes, I do.
To be so hungry that you don't have a choice. And that if he was that hungry, the fact that she escaped with only puncture marks like that is a thankful thing. And you can hear how just anguished he is over it.
Alright. Alright. We're going to figure this out. Because you can't keep operating like this. Not when you're so desperate you're feeding on family, and then, on top of that, finding yourself at such a point that you would So when I look at Patrick, is it final death? Is that what I'm thinking? That's what I'm looking at?
Yes. But given he's not just turning immediately to ash, he must have been quite young.
Okay. By exsanguination?
Nope. Multiple blunt force trauma. Like violent amounts of blunt force trauma. In fact, with how pulped he was, this is the kind of trauma that can only be caused by someone who possesses potence, and quite a bit of it.
Right. And he doesn't look like Lucy, so Nosferatu's out the window.
No, he doesn't look like he's fried.
explains a short temper. Right. So, how much of this life do you know about? You're aware there's a system, a society system, right?
No.
Or had he not really gotten around to telling you about that yet?
Nothing. I was turned maybe a couple of days ago at most.
God damn.
And now it all makes sense as to why the bite marks were there to begin with, because of course he wouldn't know to lick them. He was never taught.
Oh, boy. And Patrick had been married to Helena for several years at this point.
Hmm.
He might... hate to think about it. Hate to think about it. Because there's vampires who create whole families for themselves to feed off of. He thinks to himself, he doesn't say it out loud.
That there are.
So, he's relatively young. You're even younger when it comes to this. Okay.
Wait.
He looks at
Dad, are you saying you're like him?
different, but yes.
Oh God.
It's the whole reason I divorced your mother. Didn't want her involved. Didn't want you involved. Didn't want Millie involved at all. Now you know. The 100% truth. Allison and I were not dating. At the time.
Yeah, that does not make it better.
No. But your sister's gonna wonder why we all disappeared. I'm going to have to come up with something. She can't know about this. He looks. He looks at John very sternly.
Dad, I literally just beat someone to death with my bare hands. Do you think I want to subject her to something like that? Even remotely?
No. As in, I recommend very sternly that you stay away from her for a little bit and let me handle it.
Okay.
So, first course of order is we need to figure out who this Patrick guy is, who he's affiliated with, what Bruja do I know in the city?
Sarah is the only Bruja you're aware of in the city.
She's very aware of the Camarilla laws. She wouldn't go out of her way to risk her own neck to embrace
She
someone
wouldn't know.
who would then embrace
She wouldn't.
someone else.
You're correct. But
she's not that dumb.
Unfortunately, time is not on your side.
Oh, we have to get to safety. We will talk about this more tomorrow. I'm going to take you back to SafeNet Towers. And we are going to bunk for the morning. We'll figure out what to do with Mr. Patrick. At that point.
Who is currently continuing to slowly turn to ash in the backseat.
In fact, the sunlight might make that quicker. It might leave him out in the... Might leave him out on the roof.
And
So
I
that
think
might-
for everyone else, with the assisted hunting for Skye and Lucy, we'll handle that in just a moment. It'll happen this night, but we'll handle that in just a moment. Skye, you will indeed manage to get back to have that chat with Jasper, and he will share what he knows regarding everything with, Vulcan and you trying to go after junk and all of that. Because I didn't expect this scene to happen, but here we are.
Fair.
Thank you, Specs, for being the architect of Clayton's demise.
No.
We're gonna go on a little break,
Oh,
and when we come back, it'll be a new night. You'll find this out, so I'm Welcome back, everybody, to Brisbane by Night Hellfire. Well, before we start the new night, we're going to go ahead and resolve some last little gribblies from this current evening. Primarily, hunting for Skye and for Lucy. And our resident master craftsman judge has some things that he would like to make. So he'll get started on those. For starters, we will start with Lucy. So, Lucy, I believe, for Lucy and Skye both, I believe the idea is that Valentina was going to help you both hunt. So, the way we'll have this is, we'll start with Lucy. Lucy, can you please go ahead and make me your hunting roll with a +1? Because I do actually believe that Valentina can assist with this, but let me just check her sheet to be doubly sure. Has a skill that can help, so I'll say that there is assistance. That's 7. So, Lucy, you'll be able to feed back down to 1 hunger.
Yep.
Next, Skye.
Okay.
With which pool are you deciding to hunt?
I think I'm gonna go Sandman. Gives me like maybe
Sandman.
an extra dice. Yep. Dex stealth.
Yep. And Lucy can give you a hand with that. So you get a +1.
Really?
That's 4 with a messy crit.
Yeah, I'm willpowering that. Get rid of that 10 and see if I can. Nope.
Double down.
My dice have really just gone fuck you today.
That's also below the difficulty.
Yep.
So, I'm going to give you a succeed at a cost.
Oh god, what's the cost?
Hell.
The cost is that the next night, someone will have a grave misfortune befall them. You will gain a success. For someone else's failure.
Nah, I can wait on the hunting. Do it the next night.
Okay. Now, Judge.
Yes, sir.
You wanted to make some things.
Yes, indeed.
What is it that you would like to make?
Well, I want to get started on the incendiary ammo, if I'm being completely honest, because yeah, that'd be pretty useful for the very dexterous individuals.
Alright, so you want to get started on some incendiary ammo. Then, there are 2 rolls that I'm going to need you to make.
Okay.
The first is a Resolve Science. If you have a chemistry specialization, it will apply here.
Mm.
This is to make the incendiary bits.
God, I'm gonna have to rouse for this. Oh, I get hungrier. Oh well.
You do.
I'm luckily doing pretty decent on my hunger, so.
Which is kind of rare.
Ha! So this is not my best roll, but okay. That's 2. Oh boy.
Well, that's enough for you to not, immediately set yourself on fire, making the volatile components for incendiary bullets.
Thank God.
Next, I will need you to make me a dexterity craft. so that you can actually make the bullets.
Okay. Dexterity craft. Okay, and I have checking. Yes, I do. Okay. Sorry, adding up dots. Rouse or not to rouse? Nah. I think I'm gonna be good regardless on this, so I'm not. So. Three. Gonna willpower.
Yeah, because that's a messy crit. Are you trying to fix the messy crit or no?
Something bad happens if I leave it, right?
Something additional will occur, but it is still a messy crit.
Mm.
It's still a crit. So.
Because I'd rather not blow up while doing this.
You won't blow up if you leave it. I'll put it to you that way.
Fuck it, we ball. Leaving it. I'm just gonna re-roll the 3 others.
Yeah, okay.
Damn. That's
It's
5.
fine. Okay. Then, Judge, you will indeed create these bullets. But as you do, there is a nagging in the back of your mind.
Oh.
These are weapons not just of destruction, but of control. And they are, in essence, at this point, products of your blood. At least the core of them is. Judge, you are now under the dependency compulsion. You must now blood surge for every test that you make. This goes until you either fail a test that you blood surge for, or you reach Hunger 5, whichever happens first.
Oh no! This is gonna go well and horrible.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it is with that, Lucy feeding back up to Hunger 1. Skye, unfortunately, missing her chance. And with the Judge having crafted a batch of 40 incendiary rounds, that we end the current night in the River City and start anew. Everybody, can I please have rouse checks from each of you?
Nope, I'm hunger 4.
Ashton, success. Skye, success. Lucy, success. Valentina and Clayton, fail.
I have to rouse twice because of flaw.
You do, because you took Daymares, didn't you?
Yeah.
Rouse again, please.
Say.
Or rather, rouse twice.
Should pop up here in a sec.
Mhm.
Well, there's one. Goddamn. Okay.
Judge, what does that put you at?
That puts me at 4.
So it does.
We're doing so good tonight. How many of us are at 4?
Hey yo. Hey yo.
4 aggravated. Does that count?
Yeah, sure.
Might as well.
God.
As many rouse checks as it takes to get you healed, you might as well.
Oh my
Well.
God. We're
Yep.
doing so good right now.
And like always, Ashton is somehow the most put together person here.
Now-
Okay, Grandpa.
Granddad.
I'd like to point out that someone said that difficulty, like just a base difficulty of 5 for hunting, would have been too easy.
Who the fuck said this?
Not me.
No.
Not me. Not me. I don't know what you're talking about.
I'll fight you. I will fist fight you.
We will start this evening at SafeNet Towers. Specifically with those who are already at SafeNet Towers. Lucy. Clayton. The still comatose Wrath is still there.
He's in the closet.
Yeah, you stuffed him into a closet somewhere.
Yes. Where he
And this
belongs
evening-
for the moment.
One other. John.
Which we probably
get
didn't
hung
have
for.
time to properly introduce
Nope.
before daylight arose.
Now,
I
Jimmy.
slept at the tower too.
Clayton, I have a question for you. Give me a high or low really quickly?
Oh god. Hi. Sure.
Okay.
Okay.
You warned Lucy at all that he was here?
Probably would have walked in the door just as we were getting ready to hunker down for a day sleep. Quick.
Okay,
introduction.
because well, then you would have probably gotten me to get my mask on then, to not traumatize the poor boy at the beginning, right?
I don't. Well, we might not have even had time for that. I wouldn't have given you a whole lot of warning.
Okay, then fuck it. We're doing it live. This is gonna be fun.
Yes. And it is, Clayton, that Clayton, your humanity 6.
Yeah.
Who arrives here first?
He would be that. So technically, he's gonna be the one of the three of you to wake up first, because he's the highest humanity.
Ah.
Because he's humanity 7. He was humanity 8. Because
Damn
of how
kids in there.
new he was.
Damn kids and their humanity.
Now, he's kind of just hunkered up in the corner, on the bed, trying to figure out hide nor hair of this. Clayton, you'd be the next to wake up. And I will note too that obviously once Clayton's awake, he'll probably call everyone to meet at the tower.
Okay.
Doubly so that Valentina would probably want to check on Skye and Lucy, given that she was assisting them with hunting the previous evening. So,
Yes, that's the first thing he does. He texts everybody to meet up.
yep. I would assume the second is you're gonna go check on your son.
Yes. How are you?
Pardon my French, but still utterly fucking traumatized. You?
Well, the last few nights have been rather taxing on me, so I will likely have to do something very similar. In going out for breakfast.
Yeah, breakfast sounds good. I mean, I'm kinda hungry. Feel not super hungry, just kinda hungry, but very, very empty.
The kinda hungry is going to be rather persistent. That's not going to go away. Not unless you kill someone. Which we all try to avoid.
No, I'm good. I don't know. Look, I've killed more than enough people that anyone, really.
That being said, keeping on top of when your hunger starts to get to a point where you're on the brink of losing control, learning how it is that that you're good at in order to keep that satisfied will be in order. Some, like myself, feed on those around you. Social circles, social events, even, depending on. You and I haven't kept up in quite some time. I don't know what kind of social circles you find yourself in anymore.
It's a long discussion. Like, do you have anything to change into and maybe a better place to talk? Because this feels kind of claustrophobic, I'm not gonna lie.
Sure, we can go to the office and God. You look him up and down. Does he look about the same build as I'm?
Yeah, about the same build as you, or at least the same build as you were in your prime.
Okay.
And you haven't changed that much between then and now.
I'm rather dad bod and have been for a while. I have a rather simple wardrobe. Usually,
Look at anything to just get out of these.
of course, he goes out of the haven portion and goes to the closet. Though to say that Roth is still there. But
yeah, he hasn't moved. Not a single inch. He's just sitting there against the wall, like stiff, frozen stiff. And John kind of looks past you and he's like, Is he alive? Is that a dude in your closet?
Yes.
Dad, what the fuck?
Oh my gosh.
And it'll be...
There's
It'll be about this time, Lucy, as you hear this, that your mind slowly flickers to awakeness.
There is a
Lucio.
lot to
Oh,
catch
sorry.
up
Go on.
Lucy's going to just go out and kind of sit in the main room from where she bunked up and just wait for everybody.
Yep. Okay. So it will be John getting changed and probably having a shower.
I'm pretty sure
And while this
Spider-Man
happens,
needs
Clayton,
it
you'll see, yeah. And while this happens, Clayton, you'll be able to see a Lucy sitting in the main waiting room, as everyone else is probably just about to arrive.
Ah. Good evening, Lucy.
Hi.
Feeling any better today?
I'm a little more
That's good.
I'm not as hungry as I was yesterday.
Then you were able to get dinner last night?
Yeah, I was able to top off. I wasn't really very hungry, but I figured any little bit'll help. It's going to take me a long time to get back to normal.
But you've mended quite a bit. That's no easy feat.
You've
I
managed
don't
to
know if
heal all the
it's
skin over all the major gashes and things, so you're still pretty beat up looking, but it just looks like you've been in a fist fight rather than being fed through a wood chipper or something similar like you looked like last night.
I don't know if it's because I've fought so many times, but healing felt like it was easier than normal.
I hear that happens over time. But it's not something that every kindred does at a similar pace. It's unique to your own growth.
Judge has helped me heal, but I don't know how he is right now. I can try to heal some more of my own, too.
I would say at a steady pace. Where a lot's been going on. And it's probably when John comes back into the room. There's a lot to discuss.
He's probably
Lucy.
Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, the moment Lucy sees John, she's just gonna. Who's he?
This is John. John, this is Lucy.
And he's like walking out, dragging his hair, and he's just like, "What the? Oh, hi."
Hey. What?
It is a very long story that I'll probably go into more depth as the others get here. However, John is my son. John Wellsworth.
Did I hide?
No. He's one of us.
Oh. And Lucy will slowly take her hand away.
And as you do, you see that he's looking, but he's not leering, and he doesn't like back away either. He's like, "Huh."
Something you will probably learn very quickly, John, is that every vampire, as you would know, are different.
Yeah, I'm seeing that. They look fucking sharp. Not like ugly or anything like that, just sharp.
Oh, they're sharp.
Oh, I bet.
Thing about Lucy, though, is she can't really hide hers all that well.
I mean, I get why most people might be a little freaked out, but it's kind of cool.
Oh, well, that's an encouraging reaction.
Normally people are scared.
Look, if you told me you were like, oh, I do like FX makeup, I would believe you.
I can do a little bit of makeup.
And John probably would notice that Clayton's hair is back to back to his half white instead of full white.
Yeah. But of
I'm
course,
guessing stuff happened last night.
Quite a lot.
yeah, things things happened.
I'm just glad I'm a little bit back to normal. I wouldn't want to have to explain what I looked like before.
What'd you look like before?
I got into a fight with something dangerous. I got beat up.
Oh, okay, so
That was honestly a rather bad idea in the first place.
hey,
I've never met something that I couldn't break. I hit it as hard as I could, and it just took it.
look, the line between courage and the line between boldness and stupidity is very, very thin, and sometimes it's both. You know, sometimes you gotta do something. You gotta do something stupid to be bold, and sometimes you gotta be bold, and that sometimes involves doing something stupid. So I get it. I get it.
Hopefully, that there is wisdom to determine whether it is stupidity or not.
Yeah, well, you know, I'm not necessarily the wise one. And it's on that note that as John finishes that sentence, that the elevator dings. And Valentina, you enter the office where Lucy, Clayton, and John are currently.
As I enter in, my heels clack and echoing across the room as they do, and I stop. Look at Clayton. Look at the boy. Look at Lucy. Oh, I didn't realize we had company tonight.
Of a sort.
Hi.
Good evening.
This is John.
Who is this? John.
John Wellsworth, my son.
Valentina's eyes just kind of like pop for a second.
All will be explained shortly when the rest arrive. However, consider him an abandoned kindred.
Abandoned. An orphan.
For lack of a better term, yes.
Wellsworth is in blood related?
Yes.
Yeah, that's my dad.
Oh, good God.
I'm certain he looks more like his mother than he does me.
Oh,
Actually, no. Millie got all of the mother's looks. He's the spitting image of you, but younger.
He's me as the 35. Probably closer to
oh.
40.
Mr. Wellsworth, this is... All right. I will hold reservations.
It's a lot.
I can tell.
You don't say. Hmm.
Well, John, very nice to meet you. Then, I am Valentina Visage, and our meeting may be short. I will tell you this now. But, all things considered, please do make yourself comfortable. Has he made any accommodations for him? Is there anything that... I mean, we're already going to be helping the girls tonight.
Already working on it. Allison's been doing her best and taking care of all of that.
Good God, that girl is a saint. All right.
I agree. She puts up with a lot.
Not dealing with hunger, thankfully.
No. Thankfully not.
Yeah.
No,
No,
Valentina will make a point to shake John's hand, all things considered.
And he would shake back, and he's got a grip on him.
That doesn't make Valentina happy.
And
oh no,
it's as Valentina is currently trying to figure all of this out. Next to enter is Judge.
Stepping out of the elevator, cane in hand as usual, the judge is also carrying a satchel. Good evening, everyone.
Mr. Cross.
Mr. Wellsworth. Oh. Who do we
Hi,
have?
Judge.
Hi, Lucy. Skye. You, I don't know. But the pleasure anyway. Looking to the person he doesn't know.
Hi, I'm John. Yeah, it's nice to meet you. Are those wings? Dad, does he have wings? You have wings.
I thought he took care of those the other night.
I haven't had the time, sadly.
You mean to say that you've been walking around with those on your back this entire time, Mr. Cross?
I have had them wrapped up, thank you. I was kind of busy making.
They're bulging out of your back like you have a tortoise shell on you.
What?
They're actually out of his lower back, so he's been able to have them bundled without too much issue.
Yeah, have you been wearing that cloak I gave you?
Yes.
Good. I know it's not exactly your style, but it was on Paris one of the Paris lines back in 2022. You'll find that it is very good for the judge look, the judicial appearance. Where is it right now?
It's very stylish, thank you. Judge is trying to think of the words for that.
Low-key, he doesn't
Why aren't
like
you
it.
wearing it right now?
Low-key, he doesn't like it.
Well, you see, I didn't want to burn it. I was quite busy after we got done with business last night. And well,
Okay.
handling chemicals is a dangerous job.
Oh, chemicals, yes. All right, that's quite all right. For a second there, you had me worried you'd gone off on another escapade.
My escapades don't usually end up that badly.
When you said chemical, I think of all of us. Think of an explosion that happened a few nights ago.
A judge saying, my escapades don't usually end up that badly. You can all just, like, Valentina audibly eye rolls.
Excuse you, I have had meetings with other individuals, and they have not turned out as that outlandish.
No, it's just there's a strange theme of things ending up very, what is it? Unusual when you're involved.
That's kind of the statement of my entire being.
I'm noticing that. An odd theme for you.
Just another Tuesday. And Judge would end up handing the satchel to Skye. Here you go.
Skye isn't there yet. She'll be in last.
Oh, yeah.
So you hold on to the satchel. However...
Judge? Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Judge, have you eaten tonight?
Not yet. I do need to, though.
If you can you help me heal like you did the other time? I got really hurt last night. And she'll kind of like lift her shirt up and like poke where there's no resistance and there's like...
Oh, that's quite...
So I take it negotiations with the wolves didn't go as very swimmingly.
He got pissed off. And I kind of got into a fight with him. I hit him really hard, but he didn't get hurt for some reason. And then he hit me really hard and I had to run away.
Oh,
Thankfully,
no one told you not to... Mr. Wellsworth, you didn't tell them not to fight the wolf, right?
Skye was hurt, so I had to protect her.
Oh, dear God.
Yes, at first it attacked
Skye okay
Skye.
currently?
You know, in France, only elders fight wolves. Elders.
John currently is looking at Lucy like as she holds up the thing and pokes the point. She's just, oh, that's a little bit free. Did you say werewolves? Like, he sounds utterly aghast the way you...
You might want to sit down. It's a lot.
Okay, I'm sitting down.
I just want to smile. I remember that time. That wasn't that long ago for me. Just wait. All kinds of shit's really cool and real.
Yes, it was only about 3 days ago. And now you're...
And speaking of that, next to enter the room, as the elevator dings, is one Mr. Ashton Sacks.
Good evening, everybody. I have...
Yes.
Pauses.
Yes.
Looks at the kid, looks at Clayton, looks at the kid, looks at Clayton. Clayton, are you aware that there may be a fairy in the room with us right now? There's a younger looking you right here.
Yes, I am fully aware.
Is this a trick? Is this a trick of the Fae?
No. This is...
Oh, Faye, I thought you were being mean.
Resident
More details will be provided. This is Jonathan Wellsworth, my son.
The image is like... I'm looking at the same picture. This is kind of terrifying.
I didn't realize he looked quite...
The difference is that he's cleanly shaven and younger looking.
Yeah, he's like 40.
I remember when my skin wasn't blue and was more like that.
Yeah, I was gonna say, you look kinda... oiled.
That's
What?
what
And
doing.
I don't mean like a skin condition. I mean like someone like literally dropped you in a pot of boiling water for a while.
That's what you do when you mess with ghosts. You just sort of turn blue.
Yeah.
You didn't have to
Okay,
mess
you
with
know
ghosts
that. Yeah,
to turn blue.
given I just found out the existence of werewolves, ghosts isn't actually all that surprising. Of course, ghosts exist. Werewolves do. Why wouldn't ghosts?
Information overload, I know, John.
Oh, well, actually, there's different classifications of ghosts too. There's poltergeists, there's wraiths, there's puppeteers, there's possessors, there's
Don't.
Mr. Sacks,
what?
that's quite enough for his very young kindred brain.
Well, now is the perfect time to overload him with all the information. That way, he'll remember it when he's older.
That's not how that works.
It worked for me.
You're not normal, okay?
Information.
That's fair.
You're very special.
Information overload. It never worked for John anyway.
That's fair.
Oh, what am I to do? It is at this point, however, that Skye, you will enter the room with the last ding of the elevator.
This guy's just coming in silently, and the second she sees Clayton, and then mini Clayton,
Say Ginny.
she's going to go over to mini Clayton, kind of grab his chin and look him over. Look over at Clayton. When the fuck did you clone yourself?
Hello.
See, I thought it was a trick of the Fae, but that could have also been a good indication.
Jonathan Wellsworth meets Skye Mason.
Hi. It's nice to meet you. Wow, you're forward.
Has the cloning gone that far?
He's not a clone. Good God.
Well-
Did
well,
none
actually,
of
you
Helena's
can-
genetics...
You can produce without coitus anymore. You know that, right? They like do things in labs now. It's like kind of like this whole big thing in science.
I mean, my
I
friend
studied-
did mention about like lab babies at one point, but she.
Before I went overseas and fought a war or two, I actually studied a bit of medicine. Not quite for that, but something similar.
You know, I keep forgetting that you're as old as you are.
And I keep
Yes.
forgetting that for as old as he is, he still acts like a child.
That's true too. And she's
And
letting
yet-
go of John and just
Oh,
moving over to sit near
he's gonna
Valentina.
look at Clayton while as he says that. He's like, "This child doesn't get into conflict with any of my coterie mates." He's just gonna start backing up.
I'm sorry. Reva had to jump you one night.
Okay.
Yes, that's because I saw something in my brain, not out of malice of my own self.
May we please focus? Mr. Wellsworth, everyone is collected. Please, explain.
Yes. To better explain the situation. So I think we have a bit of an add-on problem in the city, as we've been discussing previously, as one Patrick Gibson, the former husband of my late ex-wife, was a Bruja and embraced my son. I say was, as Mr. Patrick Gibson no longer exists.
Oh, your poor ex-wife.
Oh my.
A lot's happened since last night. And that's why he's
Hmm.
here. He's here because without a sire and without a proper upbringing in the Camarilla so far, left to his own devices, he would be a ruin. And so, here we are. I've gone and, well, rekindled a relationship that I'd been meaning to do so for a while now.
I'm terribly sorry, Mr. Wellsworth. It sounds like it's been an awful night.
Quite. I don't think that begins to even remotely describe it, Miss Visage, but yes.
Is all of this something that you discovered just last night?
At the hospital. Went to go and check on things, as you had so keenly pointed out I should do. I've been wanting to. Anyway, the whole of the matter is that Mr. Gibson probably had only been kindred for a short period of time, sired by someone whom I don't believe would be a member of the court, because none of the Bruja that I would know, specifically Sarah, would be that rash and embrace haphazardly. Embracing Mr. Gibson and therefore leading to the embrace of my son. And here we are.
Kevin, do I know of any Bruja given my time here and my age?
You're only aware of one that's in the court, in the Camarilla court, and that's Sarah.
Okay. No, nobody outside of that.
No, out of
Okay.
court stuff. No,
Okay. Just making
because
sure.
most out of court, with the exception of the Hakata, they tend to come and go relatively
fair.
quickly. They don't stay super long.
Alrighty.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry that happened. Is if he's Bruja, is he strong, or because if he's like the Brujas I know, he might hunt like me. I could try to help him.
Well,
Yeah, I'm strong. John is actually going to speak up. I beat him to death with my bare hands.
Oh.
Oh, definitely.
Ooh. Yeah, Ashton just kind of goes, ooh.
Good job on that one.
a touchy subject. Oh, but
Look, I should probably add context. I'm seeing the way Miss Visage is looking at me, and I feel like there's a sword that hangs over my head, so at the very least I should be completely honest with what I know to have happened.
That's your business to share.
It was a few months ago that I started looking into my then stepfather. I had the feeling that he was stealing money from my mother. And I found proof. And I confronted him about it. And we got into an altercation. And something happened. I got hit by something, and I blacked out. And when I woke up, I was covered in blood, and he said that I'd become something more, and that he'd basically turned me into something like him to force me to keep my mouth shut. He said that he couldn't leave me dead, of course, because if that had happened, my mother never would have forgiven him.
I would have never forgiven him.
And this was like basically 2 days ago. Cut to last night, and I had to eat. I was hungry, so hungry, and I did. But he confronted me, and I got angry at him. And I followed him down into the parking complex because something didn't feel right. What he said sat wrong with me, and I wanted to confront him further about it. But when he got to the car, he said something to me I don't even remember, and I'd lost it. I'd lost it, and I just started punching him and punching him and punching him until there was nothing left.
It's terrible.
Just
And then
Those.
Dad found me, and he brought me here, and here we are.
As painful as your testimony must have been to give, does give us a bit of insight on this guy. He cared enough about the masquerade to turn you into a non-issue, so that either tells us that he's one of us or that he's an anarch.
right. That's
More sounds like he was an asshole.
Well, yes. Though thought that was obvious, but
I'm sorry that happened to you. I'm probably the youngest out of all of them, so I still remember what it was like.
as old as I am, you never forget what it's like.
but
Just-
something I want to touch back on, though, John, is you said he said something to you that didn't sit right. What was that?
I don't remember. I just heard words and then saw red.
Well, you said that you'd also heard something prior to that, before going down to the parking garage.
He blamed me for her state. And maybe I was partially because I did feed on her. That part is mine, but I'm not the reason she went into the hospital. And he tried to pin everything on me, and I couldn't.
No, if he's the kind that feeds on their own family, I hate.
I don't know if he did or not.
It's possible, though. I don't know if it's the thing that caused her to go to hospital, but if he had been feeding on her for quite some time before, she could. It could have been that he also did something very similar and fed too long.
It is often those with the loudest voices who are to blame.
Regardless, the thing that troubles me is that there is something we must do at this point. He is here amongst us, and there was a breach of tradition. We must bring him before the prince.
Which tradition, Miss Visage?
Embrace.
He was the one embraced. By
As he
someone
was.
outside of our court.
As he was. And yet, he is now amongst our court. He is amongst us, and he is without sire, therefore unclaimed. We are Camarilla.
Does
Are you suggesting? Go ahead, Lucy.
Does the Camarilla have, like, rules for bringing in people that used to be anarchs?
I'm sure they do.
Malin has had a decree, yes.
Malin did. But that rule, that determination, cannot be made beneath the jurisdiction of our elders.
This is still Prince Malin's court until said otherwise.
And therefore, we must bring him before the current acting prince. He must be accepted into the court.
If I might interject,
Mm-hmm.
you hear a feminine voice
Oh no.
intercede.
Oh no.
And you can hear the elevator door closing.
No peace.
And look who's standing there.
Ashton starts crying.
I get no peace. I don't say that in character, but I'm Spectre. I forget. I think Valentina's just coming to the conclusion, oh, right, I'm being watched 24/7. Right.
Not actually the case. Not now, right? Not
Oh,
right
this
now,
is
at
just a
least.
house call. Okay.
Yes. Good evening, Mr. Cross. Lucy. My darling Miss Visage. Miss Mason.
It's
Mr.
Selena.
Wellsworth. And you. She wiggles her
Yes.
finger at Jonathan. You
That's when
You
Clayton's
interest
going to
me.
get up.
I'll get to you in a moment. Also to you, Mr. Sacks, I apologize. I do not mean to be rude.
Clayton's actually going to get up and go stand next to John.
I couldn't help but overhear on the elevator ride up. I suppose this is something that does actually
Clayton
merit.
makes a mental note. I need to get that looked at.
This is something that does most certainly merit my attention. Hmm. Let us...
Initial Selena. Jonathan Wellsworth.
Yes, your son, I'm quite aware. How interesting it is that I meet one of your mortal blood under such circumstances. Am I dead, ma'am? Oh, yes. But not again. You already died once. That's the fangs and the hunger and everything else. I'm sure you would have gone through that entire rigmarole by now. It's a matter of whether you're going to die again that we're going to talk about. Settle in. We're all going to have a nice little conversation. And that's what we're going to end the session for today.
God damn it.
Because we went a little bit over time, and
This
we'll
bitch
do the more
fucking
solo.
missed me at first. I was so mad. And the fucking kid right here doesn't even acknowledge him. She's like, "Oh wait, hi." It's like-
Yeah, I will note this is a matter of serendipity. She knew that you were going to be. She knew that you were going to be here this evening because normally most nights you will. So it's a good enough guess that you would be at SafeNet Towers.
Of course.
It's
And
not-
it's not that difficult. It's also not that difficult for her to let herself up.
It's not serendipity. It's Selena. It's your own fucking character. How can you get that wrong?
Yeah.
It's serendipity in character. Out of character, I mean.
It's serendipity because Valentina had already announced before that she was planning on a meeting with Selena. And then Selena probably was just like, you know what? That's a great idea. Let's meet.
It's actually more a matter of she wanted to check on you because you got really badly injured last night.
Oh, she's caring.
Oh, little
She
devil
cares about her
child.
toys.
She does care about her. She does care about her toys. You got it right.
But the fact that they're toys.
Hey, some kids take really good care of their toys. I don't know what you're talking about.
I don't know.
You
Now,
ever seen
I
a
don't
kid
know-
with a
I
Lego
don't-
collection?
I don't know what kids you've met. Every kid, i.e. my siblings,
One's
who are
obsessed
all
with
very
trains.
much terrors.
I've met kids obsessed with trains. That is the types of kids I'm talking about.
God.
So autists. Okay.
Well, my best friend in high school, one of them, train guy, big train guy, Thomas the Tank Engine to be exact.
I get it. But
God
He makes
damn it.
YouTube videos about him now.
How dare you? How dare you, Gavin? Because I never
How
wanted
dare
to
I?
introduce Selena to John. Never.
It was gonna have to happen eventually, given the traditions.
Once things had actually kind of settled down, and maybe John had stayed under the carpet for a little while.
I'm sorry. This is
Valentina would not have
Brisbane.
let that happen.
No,
You think things are gonna
actually,
settle down?
the way that Clayton is looking at it right now, Valentina wanted to throw Jonathan in front of the prince to get axed.
No, that's not what she wanted at
No.
all.
She just wanted to upkeep the traditions.
She wants to upkeep the traditions, and if that meant fucking groveling at Selena's feet to make sure that Clayton still gets to keep his fucking son, that's what she was going to do.
Yeah, he's.
And
But he
we'll
can
figure
think
out
whatever the
what-
fuck he
He's a
wants.
little angry.
We'll
still.
figure out how that goes.
He's still very angry.
It's probably still going to happen. She's probably still going to be like,
It is Angie.
And
it's,
and
it's his son, man.
John better not die. at
Ashton
this
caught a
point.
stray too. That was crazy.
Because if you kill John at this point, I will in fact come to Australia and like punch you in the face, Gav.
I'm not planning on killing him.
Okay.
He's just going to go through an identity death, I think.
No. John's gotta. Look, I need Millie to be my touchstone, and I need John to live too because they're my only family left.
Well,
I could teach
live,
John the way of the grave robber. I'm kidding.
live
Don't let me
more.
do that.
Like continue to exist because he doesn't live anymore. He's dead.
Well, semantics on
But-
that one.
Alrighty.
We don't have any stains to deal with.
No. Thank
Yay.
Thank
God.
Christ. Thank Christ. I was able to save my
Uh,
son from having to deal with
I
clearing out a body too. I'm a hunger for it, y'all. This is in front of Selena.
I'm a hunger too, and I love it. This is the
Yeah,
my hungriest-
Valentina, Judge, and Clayton are all at Hunger 4.
This is
Yeah.
crazy. This
We angry.
again.
We hungry.
How's the dead guy? How's the dead guy? the one who's the most composed right now.
Actually, that'd go to Lucy.
Lucy, you okay?
Lucy's
Fair.
hurt, but she's actually very well composed right now because she's also only at 2 hunger. And Skye's at
No, I'm at 1.
Oh yeah, you're at 1. That's right. Yeah, because you hunted a 1. So technically, yeah, you're the most composed because you're at 1 hunger. But yes,
Yeah.
we're gonna quickly do XP. Everyone gets 2 for showing up, and if you met your
Clayton is
desire, you get
happy.
another 2.
I actually did not meet mine tonight.
Oh no.
What was your
Same.
desire?
To heal a little bit, but couldn't heal
Oh.
because feeding went no.
My desire was hear
I
from
bet.
Millie. Well, I I went to the hospital and actually heard from her.
You talk to her, so yes.
Yep.
Hold on, I can't do math. What's 128 plus 4? It's like 132,
132,
right?
yep.
Thank
I'm
you.
so
Okay.
happy. You also keep track of the total experience. That makes me happy. Thank you.
Yeah, of course I do. Why wouldn't I?
I do as well. Yeah.
Yeah. That's
My-
important.
People who don't
My-
are fucking crazy. What?
To be fair, you're only a little bit behind me because I came in as a character from another campaign, and I'm at
Yeah.
147.
I'm only a little
I'm only
bit
at
behind
1.
you.
I'm only at 113.
Damn. How
Yeah, but you
the
did
fuck
miss a
did I-
couple of
Uh,
sessions,
Here.
so that makes sense.
How the?
Yeah.
Well, granted, I don't think I haven't missed a session yet, so that's probably
Yeah.
how.
I'm
Yeah.
currently at 132.
Hey, twinsies!
Now, we have our categories as well.
Category?
Yes, the audience vote. So for those in the audience, go ahead and vote on who gets the 2 XP from you guys for this evening. But then we have our 3 player decided categories: plot pusher, who had the best scene, who had the best line, and my 1 XP MVP/MVPs.
I gotta lock it in before anyone else even. I look before we even start talking. Clayton best scene. Clayton best scene.
What?
Clayton best scene. Before anyone starts fucking talking right now, Clayton best scene right here. Let's go. Lock
Okay.
that shit in. Yeah.
Wow.
Clayton.
Oh well. I don't know how good it was really, but there you go.
It was great, man. You did good.
I tackled my son and saved him from frenzy.
You did. It was a good scene. You put your emotions on there.
Clayton has them. He's not stoic all
3
the
of
time.
6.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's go. Sure.
That's
You
unanimous.
Holy.
So,
that's 2.
Clayton, you get the best scene this evening.
Sorry, I had to put it down there. I had to put it down there.
That's fair.
I had
Who
to
pushed
whip my dick
plot-
on the
who
table.
Who pushed the plot this evening?
Well, in
Valentina.
that respect, I'm gonna say personal
Valentina.
plots here as Clayton.
2
Personal
for
plot.
Valentina, 1 for Clayton.
Ah,
I'll go Clayton.
I'm trying to think. I don't remember much that Valentina really
The audience voted with
push
1 vote
today.
for me.
I'm gonna vote my damn self because Valentina was the one who told Clayton go to the fucking hospital now.
That is
Yeah.
true. She did say
Mhm.
that.
I'm not in
Yeah,
those
switch it up.
distinct terms, but
Mm,
The audience vote is
I'm
1.
gonna.
right?
I've
I'll go
voted
Clayton.
too. What'd you say? Volvo?
Clayton.
Oh, we're tied up.
All right, so Clayton and Valentina, you get 1 XP each.
I'm okay with this.
And
Alright,
yeah, the audience vote is 2.
Oh, okay.
Coffee.
Okay. I gotta.
Who had the best line this evening?
I'm
Clayton.
gonna be selfish on this one because this quote was proven correct twice this session. It is often from the gentlest of hands that have the harshest bites. This was proved twice during this session.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, who has the gentlest hands in this session today?
velvet glove of the group.
There's a reason why he worded it the way that he did.
I still don't know what you mean by that. I'm so confused.
Valentina is your
Referring to
silken
Valentina.
velvet glove.
Oh.
She's the face. She's the face. Because all of her
True.
stats are social. I second that line. I did like that a lot.
Yeah, I'll go with Ashton.
I almost cried when I said I loved your mom.
That
You
was
did.
heartbreaking.
Because I'm gonna say me. I'm gonna be selfish.
3 for Ashton, 1 for Clayton.
2 for Clayton. But I'm gonna go with the whole Alice and I weren't dating at the time.
At the time. Yeah.
That was
Yeah.
funny.
Bro is
That was
fucking
good.
dating his ghoul. Wow.
They kind of are right now. Let's be real.
I'll tie it up with an honorable mention of, oh, Faye, I thought you were just being mean.
God damn it. That did get me pretty hard.
That was very funny. Calling John a fairy.
How does that tie it up? That's from you, right?
No, yeah, so it is 3-2. So,
No,
Ashton will get it.
I
you're
said
going to
I'm
tie
going
it-
to
oh,
tie
you
it up.
did
This
up.
is an honorable.
Okay.
My honorable
Mention.
mention is me.
Okay.
Yeah, so Clayton and Ashton, you will get an XP each.
All right.
Yep, okay. No, I misread that. I got you, yeah. So Clayton and Ashton.
No, I'm the honorable mention because I just thought that was fucking hilarious.
It
I
was
That
proud
was
of
fucking
line.
hilarious, genuinely. Now,
You
the
guys
MVP.
like my tragedy.
My MVP for this evening is gonna go to 2 people. It's gonna go to Lucy,
Yay!
and it's gonna go to Valentina.
Yay!
Lucy, you're getting it because of one very simple fact. You are playing it. You are having these realizations as Lucy that you have met the bigger dog in the bigger dog in the cage. And you're playing through the introspection quite wonderfully, I have to say. And I want to reward that.
Love it.
On a similar level of introspection, that's why Valentina's also getting it. Because of the introspection that she had with herself in the confessional. And not me hinting at other things.
Thank you.
Oh.
So, that's all the XP. And everything from us here at the River City. Do stay tuned to the CoffeeCatPresents channel for San Antonio by Night Blood Gambit on Wednesdays, and of course for the next episode of Brisbane by Night Hellfire here on Saturdays. Right here. If you missed an episode, you can always catch the VOD here on Twitch, or you can go to YouTube to catch older episodes. From the River City, say goodnight, everyone.
Good
Good
night.
night.
No.
Au revoir.
I'm going through literal hell.